Issue number 5 of We Live, issue number 4 of Miskatonic, and issue number 1 of The Shadow Doctor just came out yesterday. On today's video, I'm going to talk about each of those series and why you should check out AFTERSHOCK Comics and each of those books. I didn't know what to expect from We Live, but after reading issues 1 through 4, I want as much Miranda content as I can get my hands on. I'll admit I was a little worried because the very beginning of issue 1 had a very big exposition dump, which if you watch either of my two channels, you'll know I hate exposition dumps with a burning passion. I'll give this exposition dump a pass because the world of We Live is strikingly original. The art by Inaki Miranda is breathtaking, super enhanced and illuminated by the coloring of Eva de la Cruz. The art, and in particular the coloring of this book, is worth the cover price alone. We Live gave me a feeling of returning to my childhood and watching an anime video that I was probably a little too young to be watching. As a little kid, around the same ages as Hototo and Tala, the main characters of this book, I would have been in love with the bizarre creatures, and I would have been deeply impacted by the random, unexpected deaths of major characters. Hell, as a 38-year-old man, I feel the same way. This book reminds me a lot of one of my favorite movies, Children of Men. Humanity has been through the ringer, mainly because of what we have done as a species. We are in our very last days, and only a select few have been chosen to survive. Whether those few live depends on the mutated predators and fierce cultists of this post-apocalyptic world letting them survive. If We Live is not in your local comic shop, tell your owner you want to order this book. You will not regret it. Issue 5 came out Wednesday. Writer Mark Sable and artist Giorgio Pontrelli examine the characters, locales, and creations of H.P. Lovecraft, all framed around an intense and suspenseful whodunit set in 1920s New England. I recommend this book for fans of the Lovecraft mythos and for those of you like me who have played the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. If you fit into either or both of those categories, you will instantly recognize characters that appear throughout the 4 issues of this book. Even for those of you not super acquainted with the Elder Gods and their spawn, who are into horror, you will recognize Herbert West from Reanimator. Besides characters, there are references to Lovecraft locales, Dunwich, Innsmouth, and of course, Miskatonic University. Miskatonic is more than just Lovecraft references. The 2 main characters, though they feel like they walked right off a Call of Cthulhu character sheet, are compelling. Often, when I read creator-owned books from companies that are not Dark Horse or Image, I find the characters to be disposable and sometimes unlikable. I'm happy to say that isn't the case with characters of AFTERSHOCK books, and with FBI agent Miranda Keller and Detective Malone. By issue number 4, I am completely invested in their stories, and I would be sad if either one of them suffered one of the 2 main fates of Lovecraftian characters: gruesome death, or complete obliteration of their sanity. Miskatonic issue 4 was released on Wednesday, February 17th. Dovetailing with the nationwide celebration of Black History Month, AFTERSHOCK Comics is reteaming with Peter Calloway, who wrote The Last Space Race, to tell the story of Shadow Doctor. This is the true story of Peter Calloway's grandfather, who tried to make his way as a doctor in Prohibition-era Chicago and was eventually employed by Al Capone's Mafia. As a fan of the show Boardwalk Empire, which focuses on the exact same time period, and also as a reader who is looking for the stories that are not commonly heard, I am eager to read Shadow Doctor issue number 1, which came out this week. That is it for the comics that came out the week of Wednesday, February 17th. Be sure to check in next week where I will give you a preview of the comics before Wednesday. Before I go, I just want to say that I am in Texas. I'm one of the many people that have been affected by this crazy winter event. My family's been super lucky. Our power has been on this entire time and our water is still working, but there are so many people that we know that their power has gone out, and there are millions of Texans who are suffering from this situation right now. So I just want to say that I hope that you're okay out there. I hope that you're staying safe and staying warm. Be sure to check in tomorrow, because if the power's still on, then Brian and I are going to have another one of our live reviews. We're going to be talking about WandaVision Episode 7. So until then, please stay safe.